Where are
No.
you from?
美国
America.
China beautiful.
American beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, China more beautiful.
American free.
Oh, America free. China no free? Oh, you can't say that. Okay, yeah. But we love America.
Yeah.
我爱美国.
You,我爱中国.
Yeah, 我爱中国.
Yeah.
你爱?
我爱中国.
No, 你爱?
我爱
你爱美国.
我爱中国.
你爱美国.
Okay, speaking of freedom, what about the actual freedom? The freedom to speak and the freedom to act, the freedom to argue and the freedom to discern. What about the actual freedom? That was a by the way. Glad to have you, amazing viewer. I bring to you compilations of TikTok and Red Note videos for educational purposes. You're new here, consider subscribing. There's something that I've been learning lately, and it's about people's power. And this is so evident in the way that these two countries have been able to act during natural disaster. I am not here to compare two countries, but I am here to enlighten ourselves on few things that could help us improve our lives as human beings on this planet. Watch this with me.
When people were sleeping, because the flood hit in the very early hours of the morning. So people were sleeping in the middle of the night when this flood came. That was an act of God. It's not the administration's fault that the flood hit when it did.
Was she smiling? I'm not American, but even from here, this feels so wrong. If the Trump administration blamed someone else, I wouldn't be surprised. But God? More than 100 people dead. 28 were children. This isn't just weather. It's a disaster that could have been prevented. And when people are in pain, you don't smile. You show empathy.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying now is not the time to be talking about politics in regard to the flooding. Yes, the fuck it is. I know you're mad that I said if you voted for MAGA, you voted for this. But you did. Feel free to tag any MAGA voter you know in this video. Even the ones who were sitting on here crying about being misled. Because I've seen multiple videos now. I don't have sympathy for these Trump voters coming over. We were lied to. We were misled. Y'all called us sheep, stupid, brainwashed, liberal idiots. We tried to tell you. Kamala tried to tell y'all. Her economic plan was signed off by 23 Nobel Prize winning economists. I will never shut up about that, because if y'all weren't smart enough to read it yourself, because like that dude I stitched, he's like, we don't read the bills. Why would we read any of that? We trust what they tell us. We were telling y'all. He told you. Trump even said it. Y'all voted for this. He said he was going to do it. Kamala said the only people who said he wasn't going to do Project 2025 and do all this other shit was the people who voted for him. Well, he said, but he didn't mean it like you're taking everything personal. If you voted for MAGA, this is the exact time to talk about it. If you voted for MAGA, all of the unalivings that have occurred because of the National Weather Service being cut, the tornado in, I think it was Missouri, the flooding now in Texas, all of that, you directly you voted for that. You voted for that. We told y'all what was going to happen. Kamala tried to tell y'all what was going to happen. Trump told y'all what he was going to do. Elon told y'all what he was making cuts to, and y'all went, yes, sir.
It's all gone. Everything is gone. The pool, the brewery, the bar. Amina's house is effed. This one is no better.
When disaster is coming, it's time to unite. What happened in Texas is catastrophic. Based on what I saw from the internet, the rain level is around 20 inches, which is almost close to the one we had in China 2 weeks ago in Rongjiang. And that one was close to 25 inches. I saw people were accusing the warning didn't hit in time and that caused people don't have enough time to evacuate. I get it, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime disaster. When nature comes at you like that, it reminds us we are all human and we're just too small. We just wasted so much time on nonsense and still didn't figure out a way to fully prevent the nature disaster. Yes, we're cooked, but at least we can do something. In China, every time when disaster is coming, or People's Liberation Army, which called PLA, were always got sent to the front line to evacuate people and rebuild the area. And for people who were suffering, the helping hand is most needed. If you are interested in what happened after the flood in China, comment down below so I can make a new video talk about it. But this video is to send prayers to our friends in Texas. I wish everything can God recover soon, and also to make people realize this is not the time to point fingers. Please send real help, because that's what really matters. I saw a pregnant woman was there helping her community. I mean, she's a true hero, but my question is why there's not many people who actually go there and help. To be honest, sending money is useless at this moment because the money needs time to convert. I would say for disaster, actual help is bigger than the money. We're all human, and when facing nature, we're still weak. So we all need to unite. I always making fun on my live stream saying, as if tomorrow alien come to Earth and saying human beings are fighting with each other all the time, or even loss of respect from the aliens. So come together, people. We can do better.
You want to hear something that might actually restore your faith in people? During the Texas flood, there was a group of Mexican firefighters, paramedics, and nurses that came to help. This is something I'm not hearing anybody talk about. Despite all of the issues that the US and Mexico have been having lately, this brave group decided to set aside their differences, get in their trucks, and cross the border to help. No politics, no what's in it for us, just pure heart. They joined US rescue groups and fast-tracked through all of the emergency red tape and got straight to work, searching the rivers, helping families, and doing the work that needs to be done. And these aren't just random volunteers. These are people that save lives every single day along the Rio Grande, so they know exactly what they're doing. And they said, we're staying here until the last victim is found. I mean, how can you not respect that? But Mexico didn't stop there. Their consulate team went out to help flood survivors, making sure Mexican citizens in Texas got new passports, emergency flights, and whatever they needed. They just kept showing up for people no matter which side of the border they were on. Honestly, we need to talk more about this. It takes a special kind of person to drop everything and go into a disaster zone. That's what I call courage. That's what I call compassion. That's the kind of neighbor that anyone would be lucky to have. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for many Americans praising the suffering of all of these innocent people. But regardless, I'm glad to see there are a lot of people with their humanity still intact even outside of our borders. If you
天菩萨，我辛苦了这么久啊！
Okay, my house is flooding. Anybody out there? I have my dad on hospice and I need to get him out of here. He's bedridden, he can't walk, he can hardly move, and look where the water is. So somebody please, we've called 911. It's bad over here. In front of the house, it's like a river. I mean, it's like a lake. They can't come look. We've lost our cars, everything. We've lived here for 30 years and this has never happened. So anybody, please, if you have a boat or something, I need help. I need to get my dad out of here. It's starting to smell like sewer in here.
I hope you enjoyed the compilation to this extent. What caught my attention in this was to see the amount of people's involvement when there was flooding in China. And it was sad for me to observe when I was also watching the same happening in the United States, to see how there are people who decided to take this into a political debate. This is a natural disaster. So what you're watching right there are the people who want to rescue those who are affected, and you can see how encouraging it is. People's involvement, they forgot about their differences, if at all they have them. They didn't speak about Republican, I don't know what, Democrats, all those stuff. They left their differences behind and got there to help. Because right now on TikTok, what I'm getting is the political debate. You guys chose this, you guys voted for this, but this is a natural disaster, guys. As you can see, this is how Chinese were able to sympathize with those who had lost everything. I had shared some videos right here of even locals giving all they had to help those who are affected by flood. But yeah, but also kudos to those who have come up, especially Mexicans, and who forgot all their differences and went out there to help. Not only did they help, but also they are still there until they save the last person. And it's amazing to watch this. If people can be able to discover that they have power, that they are the ones who actually put these big people in offices that end up not working for our benefit, and take the power into their hand and do these common things, because at the end of the day, we are all humans and we will be affected, especially by natural disaster in one way or another. It's not something that could spark a political debate. Unfortunately, there's some who think that it's right to raise this while people are mourning their loved ones. Some have lost everything, so they're mourning everything that they have lost. But when you scroll on TikTok, you see people saying you deserve this for voting this way. If you are free, why is that you can't freely vote and freely enjoy your freedom in your country and still be seen as a person? Why differences? Why do we choose to rise against people because of how they voted? And unfortunately, this is what so many democratic, so to speak, countries go through. We also have tribal problems here and there in Africa because of how people voted. I don't know what you're learning from this, but I am learning people's power. And it happens when you're able to get out of that cage, that political cage, and calm down as a human being and see everyone around you as one. And when something happens, you confront it together as one. And that's how people's power work. I don't know what you're learning from this compilation, but I wanted you to understand that we have the power. We have the power to change as a people. We have the power to bring about that change and transformation and make the world a better place if we choose to embrace each other. You can see this. Basically, you can see this literally.
I just want to say thank you to Mexico for showing up for Texas, just like they showed up for California. Coming to a country that has been targeting you and saying the most horrible things, doing the most horrible things, splitting up families, destroying lives, calling you violent and criminal, building camps and naming them after alligators. I wouldn't be surprised if, you guys didn't give a shit if we burnt to the ground. But no, what are you doing? You're showing up because you care more about this country than the people that are targeting you. And I thank you for that, for being brave enough, for showing these people that you can talk all day long, but actions speak louder than words. So while Donald Trump can sit around and talk all this shit about this beautiful group of people, who keeps showing up? Who's doing the walking? Who's doing the walking? Who's showing up? Mexico, Mexicans, Latinos, let's go, baby.